Hello, everyone. Today is 11/11, 2025, and it's 111, by the way. So I'm here to do our general weekly collective reading. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and clear our space and energy. I'm going to ring the meditation scene bell, and then we can get started. I welcome in my spirit guides and holy angels, and the highest and greatest good. I welcome messages of love and light that bring healing and love to all. Please bless this reading. Thank you. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. Okay, so let me go ahead and move this out the way. So, for this week, I would like to use my tarot visions and also the Akashic Tarot for spirit guided messages. Okay. Let's see if I can put more light over here. Spirit and holy angels, can you please reveal to me clear messages in regards to the collective, a twin flame? You could be a twin flame, a soulmate, for whatever reason that brought you to watch this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Can you please bring forth the energy and vibration of the collective divine counterpart? How do they currently think of you? How are they feeling? What do they want? And what is the outcome? So let's go ahead and see what is the energy of the collective divine counterpart. Okay. Okay, so we have here the magician. Okay. So there is an opportunity or a chance for your person to do something. And we have here the Knight of Pentacles, so they are taking it slow. Now, the immediate thing that I've noticed about this Mercury retrograde, like, to be honest, and the precursor in the coming weeks, like things were starting to go to shit, right? But for whatever reason, once Mercury went direct, I started to like find things when I was in go 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 energy that I did not see before. So I really feel like this particular masculine is actually going through the same thing. With the Knight of Pentacles energy, they're stopping what they're doing, they're reassessing the situation. There's an opportunity for them to make something, right? So what I'm saying is that, masculines, they're reflecting for the fact that they've missed a lot of opportunities, possibly to make things right with the feminine. There's a lot of remorse, a lot of regret, a lot of redo, right? And also, we have here the tower. So they regret that they were resistant to change. So now that things are slowing down, they're starting to recognize some of the choices and decisions that they've made in the past were probably not the most optimal or ideal choices that they took. Okay, and they're reevaluating their decisions. So that's why we have here judgment. Now they're going through an awakening. They're starting to see that they need to forgive themselves. They need to know, would you forgive them? For some, um, you could have a heart to heart conversation with your person about balance, about, an equal exchange of give and take. they realized that they were being selfish. Okay, they were being a rude asshole or a bee, and um, I have a feeling it's because of the third party. Like everyone's personal situation is going to be different here, because of a third party energy. For some, what I'm hearing is that the karmic was jealous or angry, and so therefore they had to do certain things that wasn't in their highest timeline, from what I can hear. But it was a decision that they have made, and obviously there's consequences to their decisions, and it wasn't the best, right? So they're holding back how they're feeling. I have a feeling that this particular masculine did not express their true feelings of what was going on. Maybe they found it was hard for them to express themselves at the time. You know, possibly because the feminine was caught up in their emotions, also with the karmic. Okay, and that led to this particular masculine to do whatever it took for their side to kind of keep peace within themselves. So I'm not gonna lie, like if you've been ghosted or if they're communicative and now all of a sudden, they stop talking, I have a feeling that that's why. It was just too much to handle, one thing at a time, right? And they couldn't handle being hit from all sides. So, and I could be talking about the feminine, okay? That's what spirit said. So, you know, here, perhaps they overcommitted themselves to a situation where they actually had to give more time to the karmic, okay? And that created an imbalance with the relationship or situation with the feminine. So let's say that the masculine is spending more time with the karmic, okay, not enough time with the feminine, and feminine, you felt a certain way about the masculine. Okay, masculine, they can't defend themselves because they had reasons, to spend more time with the karmic or do things for the karmic situation. Okay, again, everyone's situation is different here, but that's what I'm hearing. So that's why masculine is exhausted and they gave up. So again, I have a feeling that the masculine collective is communicating, to me, the fact that the feminines, they don't understand where the masculine is coming from. They don't understand why, they have to talk to the karmic, or why they had to spend more time with the karmic. And for the feminine, if this is ringing true for your side, I would say don't worry about it. Okay, it's not that serious, because it wasn't like, it wasn't smooth sailing for the masculines to deal with this karmic energy. Okay. They had to like put out some fires. They had to kind of iron some things out. And it wasn't easy. Okay. Like even dealing with the feminine isn't easy, also. But that doesn't mean that the feminine should accept this behavior or this treatment coming from the masculine. No. So I have a feeling that now that masculine has more time, they're trying to possibly paint a picture or try to communicate clearly about what had happened in the past so that the feminine can understand. Okay. I have a feeling like that's what this energy is, because masculine see that, you're a bossing up, Queen of Pentacles energy. You're very stable, you're very grounded, you're very sure-footed, you know what to do. For some of you guys are mothers, so you're doing your thing. If you're a divine feminine and you're a male, just flip the script, right? Like you're a masculine who has their stuff together, and your divine counterpart is all over the place, right? So that's what I'm seeing here so far. Let's see what else. So they're thinking when it comes to union, they feel rushed. They feel rushed because they're not happy with their family. So here's the thing, feminine. If you've always wanted union with your divine masculine, and masculine has already tried it, right? Unfortunately, they spent a lot of time with the karmic. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. And what they don't want is a repeat of what happened with the karmic, which is being in an unhappy home situation, being unhappy with their family. Okay, that's why this masculine, they're not in a hurry to get into a relationship, okay? Do they want joy? Do they want to celebrate and have a good time? Yes, of course. But I feel like, that vision, um it has changed, okay? Their outlook on what that is, because of them trying it out with the past person or past situation, kind of ruined it for the feminine, okay? So the masculine is thinking this, okay? It's not that they don't want union, it's that they don't want to do the same thing, and that's why they're extra cautious. So how are they feeling? They want to communicate to you, okay, about the cheating or the gossip that happened with the masculine, okay, whether or not it's about the masculine being caught by the karmic, because of the viewer who is watching this, or feminine, you know, maybe you think that this masculine is cheating on you with the karmic, whatever the story is, okay? So this masculine feels the need to set the record straight, to be very clear about their morals and ethics. I have a feeling that this particular masculine, okay, they're not cheating, they're not doing what you think that they're doing, okay? So if you have like some negative thought or a negative feeling about this masculine and how they haven't been on the up and up, and they're looking at other potentials, or whatever the thing is, it is not that, okay? Like I said, they're dealing with some very rough, patchy situations, and it hasn't been rosy on their side. What I'm saying, it's about like this slander, gossip, cheating, um, having an affair, okay? And then they want to communicate to you about how they're feeling about that. So, what do they want? They want to just take some time out for themselves. So there could be a period of separation where you and this masculine could have had like a conversation or some form of contact. Um, they really feel deeply towards the feminine energy. Okay, they really want to come towards you right now. However, they need time. Okay, so if you're in a situation where recently you and your person were in a period of separation, just know that it's temporary. It's not going to last forever. They definitely want to come towards you. They want to spend time with you in some way. Are they coming back to offer a relationship? No, I don't really feel that. So I feel as if they need to learn how to address their feelings. So if they're masculine, masculines, they don't like to feel feelings, right? That's more of a feminine energy. But they're being forced to feel what they feel, okay? But do it by themselves, not together with someone. At least not right now, because they need to know how they're feeling for themselves before they can open up and express their true feelings to the feminine. And so, in the outcome, they're going to communicate that they're stuck. So, again, this is not very good energy. It's not that they don't want to spend time with you, they just need time for themselves. Maybe they went through a crappy situation. Maybe it's not about romance, maybe it's about work. Okay. They're just feeling stuck. It's not fair for this masculine, from what I'm seeing. They want to be honest and have this heart to heart conversation or communication with you. So, even though that Mercury went retrograde, I feel that this is a time for the masculines to sit back and really sit with their feelings, their energy. They may not be able to communicate this to the feminine clearly, but I see that there is communication that they are feeling like the victim or they're feeling stuck. And depending on your personal story with your person, this could be about the two of you. This could be about them with their friends and colleagues, or maybe the karmic person that your person is dealing with. Whatever that situationship is, it's all about reflecting on feelings and then communicating that feeling effectively and clearly so that there's no miscommunication. And that's why I really feel like, I don't know, this retrograde feels different. It feels like there's a sense of clarity. Like if masculines don't want to do a repeat because they weren't happy with the karmic family, it's not, no offense to the feminine, they just don't want to do the same mistake twice. So if that's going to take a conversation between you and this person, that could happen this week. But what I'm feeling is that this is more internal. This is more internal, like communication with themselves and possibly with their higher self, like being clear and true to how they're feeling, what their wants and needs are, before they can really clearly communicate that to the feminine. Because I see that here. This could happen within 8 days. So this could be by next week. Okay. This could be within 2 months. But it comes in quickly. So this is like text message. This could be an email. This could be however you guys communicate, phone call. Um, this could be like in person. So the communication is that they are afraid that if they go too quickly, like they will ruin it. Okay, so they kind of know what they want, but they want to go slow. And I really feel like, that's okay. Like if they need time to figure things out and not rush through their decision, and if that decision is to be with the feminine or spend more time with the feminine or take the relationship to the next level, give them the time. Because if they're not feeling it right now, do you think that if it's forced, like it's going to be felt? No, it's going to be like awkwardness and arguments, and nobody wants that. So there's definitely going to be a change. Okay. Um, on how this masculine isn't able to make a choice. So I'm not gonna lie, like they may come off a little bit sarcastic and a little bit rude. It's just that type of energy, guys. Like if you look at yourself, feminine, like don't tell me that you never felt like that before, okay? So I'm just saying. I'm putting the feminines in their place too, because if the feminines are thinking, no, no, I'm never like that. Yes, you are. You've been like that before. So yeah, I'm playing one for the masculines, defending them for the, against the feminine energy, because balance is absolutely necessary in order for the two of you to come together in a physical way. And even before the physical actually happens, through a telepathic way where it's energetically felt in a higher level. So, if you want to manifest a reunion of some sort, and even not even a full reunion, like let's just say you just want basics, right? All you want is a conversation. Think about where are you being triggered in your body and address why do you feel that way? And is it something that you can release and let go? And once you truly release and let go of that vibration, then there is no resistance for that person to contact you. So if the person is energetically feeling this, so you don't have to talk to them, guys, okay? They can sense your feelings from a distance without communicating to you. Yes, we are highly evolved humans. We can do this, guys, okay? So if you feel some kind of nervousness, some kind of unease, release and let go, and then invite your counterpart for a conversation that makes you approachable so that you guys can have the heart to heart. Because if they have like this idea that you're going to react in a certain way based off of past experience, or because of, their learned experience from another relationship with other people, then you have to like work it out, right? This is all about energy, vibration. You can send them a signal, and even if you don't hear from them for a long time, you should be okay. Because if you've been with me on this channel, true love is unconditional love. So that is loving without conditions. So no matter how long this person takes, you will love them forever, regardless of how they're going through their life. Okay. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Everything can change. Okay. You just have to come into alignment. So let's go ahead and see what is the message from Spirit. So, Spirit, what is the message that you have for the collective? What is the message? So, again, today is the 1111 portal. So, what can you do to stay in alignment so that you can communicate clearly and you don't have to like physically send them a message, okay? You can do this energetically with your mind. You just have to sit still, do some breath work, do some meditation, really like look at where you're being triggered in your body and address those issues. And look, we have one of scrolls on track. So, yeah, choo choo. Let's see here. One of scrolls. Okay. So it says a man at a train station looks over his shoulder at the signs that point to other tracks. But he has already looked at his maps and made his decision. He lifts his foot to step onto the train. Through travel or a more oh, through through travel or a move can be indicated by this card. The meaning is often about choices and directions. You may have been ambivalent about taking a certain track in life with regard to a project, a relationship, a career, directive, or even a location. But now it's time to decide. Even if you're not quite as assured as you like to be, the engine is smoking. There is a direction that compels you, so get on board. You will not falter. So, okay, if you have been thinking about moving or going in a certain direction and you are like a fixed sign, right? So, you guys know if you're a fixed sign. If you're a fixed sign and that is not your forte, go with it. Okay, jump on the train and just go, because you have to trust the universe. You have to trust where things are taking you. Like for example, for myself, I was given the decision whether or not I want to stay in Arizona. I thought about it. I hate this place. But I spend a lot of money moving here. So I've decided to stay here a bit longer, a lot longer than I really wanted. But I really felt like that was the right decision, because if I keep moving around, then I would be losing so much. And sometimes, just like I talk about meditation, you have to just sit still for a moment. Okay, yes, you don't like it. Why? Why don't you like it? Is it something that I can fix? You know? Maybe I didn't sit still with myself long enough to figure it out. Is there like an alternative? How can I make the situation more livable? Things of that nature. Like this place is not terrible, but to me, it's just more materialistic than anything. It's more of a fake like a fakeness to it. And I think it's because there's a lot of people from California that is moving to where I'm at, and it just seems so fake. Um, and that wasn't my thing. And then when I was living in Washington, I don't know if it's because people are more emo and they're like, kind of like you don't see them until the sun shines. I don't know. But I kind of like that. And that could be my personality type. But I've decided, okay, like maybe I shouldn't go now, but later. Let me think about this a little bit more. So, like, just know that whatever you're thinking, you are on track. Or if you're trying to make a decision, and especially if it's about moving or going a direction or just taking like a different job, go for it. Okay? Just because you don't know what the outcome is, you might be pleasantly surprised. So that's what I have for this week. I really hope that that was helpful. Let me know. Thank you all for watching. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at www.scorpiomoonintuition.com. You can also follow me on IG as Scorpio Moon Intuition. I hope y'all have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.